a small weathered neighborhood on the outskirts of the city, where stray dogs barked at passing trains and the smell of metal and dust hung in the air, lived a boy named Ravi. His family was poor, not just in money but in chances. His father worked long shifts at a factory, hands calloused from years of tightening bolts. His mother washed clothes for others to earn a few coins a day. Their tiny home had one old fan, one dim bulb, and dreams that had long been tucked away in silence. From as far back as Ravi could remember, he worked. At age 9, he helped his mother carry baskets of laundry. At 10, he started delivering tea to factory workers. And at 12, when other kids were still in school, Ravi spent evenings collecting scrap metal to sell. He never complained, because he knew that in his family, work wasn't a choice, it was survival. But late at night, after the long days ended and his parents had fallen asleep, Ravi would sneak into his neighbor's shop, a tiny place that sold secondhand electronics. Through the glass, he'd watch old videos on the display screens. People playing video games, laughing, shouting, recording themselves. They weren't rich, but they seemed free. That was what Ravi wanted more than anything, freedom. For 3 years, he saved every rupee he could. He skipped snacks, took on extra deliveries, and fixed broken radios to sell for small change. When he turned 15, he finally bought his dream, a used smartphone with a cracked corner and a dying battery. It wasn't much, but to him, it was everything. At first, Ravi didn't even have internet at home. He walked 2 kilometers to a cafe that offered free Wi-Fi, standing outside in the heat, downloading game clips and tutorials. When he came back home, he practiced, not just playing games, but learning how to talk while playing, how to make things funny, how to tell stories. One night, he created a YouTube channel and uploaded his first video, a shaky recording of him playing a mobile game while laughing nervously into the microphone. He named the channel Ravi Plays. The video got 5 views, 2 of them were his own. When his parents found out, they were disappointed. His father frowned. "You wasted your money on a phone? You think talking while playing games is a job? Ravi, you need to grow up," his mother sighed softly. "There is no future in this. Who will feed us if you play all day?" Ravi listened quietly but didn't argue. That night, after everyone slept, he kept recording. His fingers shook as he played. His voice cracked when he spoke. But he kept going. Every day after work, every night after exhaustion, he uploaded one more video. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, his videos started reaching strangers. People who laughed at his jokes, admired his positivity, and left comments saying, "You're funny, bro," or "You remind me of myself." His views rose. 100, then 500, then 1,000. And one morning when he woke up, he saw a number that made his hands tremble. 10,000 subscribers. For the first time in years, he cried, not out of sadness, but relief. The next month, YouTube paid him a small amount. Not much, but enough to buy groceries for his family. When he handed the money to his mother, she didn't speak for a long time. Then she smiled quietly and said, "Maybe this is something after all." That one smile became Ravi's fuel. He began to take it seriously, learning how to edit, how to make thumbnails, how to keep people watching. He started collaborating with other small creators. He saved every bit of money he earned, upgrading his microphone, buying a small light, and eventually a better phone. Within 2 years, his channel exploded. He hit 1 million subscribers. He started earning more than his father ever had. He paid off their debts, fixed the leaking roof, and bought his mother her first washing machine, the kind she'd always dreamed of but never dared to ask for. His father, once skeptical, began watching his videos secretly at work. One evening, he told Ravi, "Your videos, they make people smile." "That's a good job, son." Ravi never forgot that moment. But he didn't stop there. He remembered the hungry kids in his neighborhood, the people who had given up on hope. So he started a project. He called it Play for Change. With part of his earnings, he built a small gaming center in his area, filled with donated phones and computers. There, he taught kids how to record, edit, and create. Not just to play games, but to dream bigger. The center became more than a place to play. It became a place of possibilities. Kids who once worked selling snacks were now editing videos, learning about content creation, and even earning their own money. Ravi's channel continued to grow. 5 million, then 10 million subscribers. His videos weren't just entertainment anymore. They were a story of hope. By the time he turned 20, Ravi wasn't just a YouTuber. He was a symbol. News channels came to interview him. Companies offered sponsorships. But Ravi stayed humble, always saying, "It all started with one phone and one belief, that even the smallest voice can make a big sound if it never stops speaking." He built his parents a new home, not luxurious, but full of light. He gave scholarships to kids who wanted to study technology. He hired young editors and gamers from poor backgrounds, paying them fair wages and teaching them how to grow. Sometimes when he walked through his old street, kids would call out, "Ravi, bye. When's your next video?" He'd laugh, toss them a snack and say, "Soon, but finish your homework first." And at night when everything was quiet, Ravi would sit on his rooftop, the same place he used to stare at the sky from as a boy. He'd hold that old cracked phone in his hand. It didn't work anymore, but he kept it as a reminder that greatness doesn't start with wealth. It starts with will. His story spread far beyond his city. People everywhere who felt small or hopeless found courage in his journey. And when reporters asked him what his biggest achievement was, he didn't say the money or the fame or the millions of views. He smiled softly and said, "It's that my parents finally believed that dreams, no matter how strange, can feed a family."